this lesson, we will take an introductory look at exponent laws. The first law is called the product law. To set up this law, please consider the following example. Notice that in this product, the two bases are the same. Now to find this product, we can first rewrite it as 8 to the power 5 as follows, and then rewrite 8 to the power 2 as follows. At this point, we can combine both pieces here to get the product of 7 times 8, which can be rewritten as 8 to the power 7. So, 8 to the power 5 times 8 to the power 2 is equal to 8 to the power 7. Now consider this example. This time we can rewrite 2 to the power 3 as follows, and then we can rewrite 2 to the power 7 as follows. When we combine both parts here, we get the product of 10 2's, which we can now rewrite as 2 to the power 10. So 2 to the power 8 times 2 to the power 7 is equal to 2 to the power 2 10. We can generalize this result as follows. To find the product xa and xb, we keep the base same and simply add the exponents a plus b. Please note that if we want to apply the product law, the two bases must be the same. Okay, the next law is called as the quotient law. Once again, we will set up this law with an example. Let's begin by rewriting the numerator as follows and then rewriting the denominator as follows. At this point, we can eliminate 2 8's from the top and the bottom to get the product of 3 8's, which is equal to 8 to the power 3. So, 8 to the power 5 divided by 8 to the power 2 is equal to 8 to the power 3. Now consider this example. Let's first rewrite the numerator here as follows and then rewrite the denominator as follows. When we eliminate 3 2's from the top and the bottom, we get the product of 4 2's, which is equal to 2 to the power 4. So, 2 to the power 7 divided by 2 to the power 3 is equal to 2 4. To generate this result, we can say that xa divided by xb is equal to x to the power a minus b. Please note that, like the product law, the quotient law also requires that the two bases are equal. Okay, now in an earlier lesson, we learned that if we take any non-zero number and raise it to the power of 0, we get 1. We can now see why. This is through the following example. The numerator and denominator here both have the same base of 2. We can simplify this quotient by applying the quotient law. So the quotient here will be 2 to the power 3 minus 3, which is equal to 2 to the power 0. Now to see why 2 to the power 0 must equal 1, let's evaluate the same quotient in a different way. Since 2 to the power 3 equals 8, we can rewrite our quotient as 8 over 8, which is equal to 1. So when we evaluate 2 to the power 3 over 2 to the power 3, one way regarding 2 to the power 0, and when we evaluate it in another way, we got 1. As such, it must be true that 2 to the power 0 equals 1. We can generalize this result to conclude that, as such, it must be true that 2 to the power 0 equals 1. We can generalize this result to conclude that any non-zero number raised to the power of 0 must equal 1. Okay, the next law is the power of the power law. In this example, we are taking 5 to the power 7 and raising it all to the power of 2. Since we are raising 5 to the power 7 to the power of 2, we can rewrite this as the product 5 to the power 7 and 5 to the power 7. At this point, since we have the product of two powers, we can apply the product law to see that 5 to the power 7 times 5 to the power 7 equals 5 to the power 14. So, 5 to the power 7 all the power of 2 is equal to 5 to the power 14. To generalize this result, we can say that x to the power a to the whole power b will be equal to x to the power ab. In other words, if a power is raised to another power, we can keep the base the same and multiply the two exponents. The next law is the power of a product law. Now to set up this law, please consider the following example. One way to simplify this expression is to rewrite as the following products and then rearrange the terms like this. Now to find the product of these three terms, we can apply the product law, which says we must add the three exponents to get x to the power 30. Similarly, we can apply the product law here to get y to the power 21. So, x to the power 10 times y to the power 7 all to the power of 3 is equal to x to the power 30 times y to the power 1. Now notice that if we take this exponent 3 and multiply by the exponent 10, we get the exponent 30. Similarly, if we multiply 3 to the power 7, we get 21. So, we can generalize this result as follows. So, if we are raising a product to a certain power, let's say n, then to simplify this, we multiply n by the exponents within the product. For example, to simplify this, we take the 5 here and multiply by the exponent 4 to get w to the power of 20. Then we multiply 5 by 2 to get x to the power 10. And finally we multiply 5 by 3 to get y to the power 15. Now, to simplify this expression, we must first recognize that since 3 here has no given exponent, it is assumed to be 1. Now, when we apply the power of the product law here, we get the following. From here, if we wish, we can even evaluate 3 to the power 4 to get 81, x to the power 28, y 40. Now, the next law is similar to the last one. To set up the power of a quotient law, please consider the following example. Now, one way to simplify this is to first rewrite it as follows. Now, when we multiply all of the numerator, we get x to the power 15, and we multiply all of the denominator, we get y to the power 50. Notice that when we take the outside exponent here 5 and multiply by 2 inside exponent, we get their new exponents. So, we can generalize this result as follows. If we are raising a quotient to a certain power, let's say n, then to simplify this, we multiply n by the exponent within the quotient. For example, to simplify this power of a quotient, we first multiply by the outer exponent 11 by the exponent in the numerator 7 to get k to the power 77, and then we multiply 11 by the exponent in the denominator to get w to the power 33. Now, to simplify this power of quotient, we first rewrite x as x to the power 1. Then we multiply other exponent 3 by the exponent in the numerator to get x to the power 3. Then we multiply 3 by the exponent in the denominator to get y to the power 18. Now, the next two laws are the extension of the first two laws. To introduce the first combining basis law, please consider the following example. To simplify this, we can apply the power of product law to get x to the power 3, y to the power 3. Notice that this equation tells us two things. It tells us that we can take x times y all to the power of 3 and rewrite it as x to the power 3 times y to the power 3. It also tells us that we can take x to the power 3 times y to the power 3 and we can rewrite it as x times y all to the power of 3. Now, to generalize this result, we consider if we have a product where two examples are equal, then we can rewrite this as the product of the two bases, all to the power of that exponent. Now please note that in order to apply this law, the exponent must be equal. So for example, 2 and 7 are both raised to the power of 3. We can rewrite this as 2 times 7 all to the power of 3, which is same as 14 to the power of 3. Similarly, we can rewrite this as 9 times 11 all to the power of 10, which is equal to 99 to the power of 10. Now, the next law is so similar to the previous law that we will use the same name. This law involves division, but the principle is pretty much same as the last law. To simplify this expression, this involves division, but the principle is pretty much same as the last law. To simplify this expression, we can apply the power of quotient law. To simplify this expression, we can apply the power of quotient law to get x to the power 5 divided by y to the power 5. This means that we can take x to the power 5 divided by y to the power 5 and rewrite it as x divided by y to all to the power of 5. To generate this result, we can say that if we have a quotient where two exponents are equal, then we can rewrite this as the quotient of the two bases, all to the power of this exponent. Once again, please note that exponent must first be equal before we can combine the bases. So, for example, we can rewrite this as 40 over 8 all to the power of 7, which is equal to 5 to the power 7. Okay, let's summarize. In this lesson, we learn rules regarding exponents.